What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Once again, people, Wilder has this to say about you know who, Anthony Joshua, okay? Anthony Joshua, he says he has a sixth sense, and he can tell by Anthony Joshua's body language that he will lose this fight. All the heart was beat out of him that night. Those were the words of Deontay Wilder. Now, let me counterpunch this. First off, everyone and their mom knows that something wasn't right with Anthony Joshua. Something was off. You know what I'm saying? Like, Anthony Joshua himself even said the same thing. And he even confirmed it, like, dude, I was too relaxed. The dude was massaging the back of my neck. Now, this is what I want people to do. On every other fight with Anthony Joshua, look at the body language between this last fight and all the other ones. That would give you a clear example and comparison of how he looks in a normal fight normally. You know? How he normally looks and compared to how he looked June 1st. It was a big difference for whatever the reason was. So, knowing that Anthony Joshua was not himself, his body language was off, coming from someone, his rival, which is Wilder, a guy that, you know, I guess that fight will never happen, but, you know, the fight that he has with Joshua is words. So, coming from Joshua's nemesis's words, Deontay Wilder would say something along those lines. Oh, his body language off. I have a sixth sense. And I don't know what sense that he's talking about. You know, it's either something that you see or something that you don't see. Because the last thing I heard, a sixth sense is something that you don't see. It's like a spiritual thing. You're talking about body language. So you're basing your sixth sense based off Joshua's body language. And mind you, you're looking at how he looked on that night. You're not even knowing, or you don't know what mental state or physical state that Joshua will be in on the night. You just have a sixth sense that he will be beat again. You know, Deontay Wilder, you know, he's big with the ancestries of his people. And I think he says some of the things of, you know, my ancestors give me strength or they speak to me or whatnot. Now, knowing Deontay, I would want, and it's funny about Wilder though, because he talks this about Ruiz. Again, like I told you people, I told everybody that would listen. Deontay Wilder is a guy that he would rather get less money to see Ruiz win versus take more money than to fight Joshua if he gets the belts back. And then we'll prove that depends on how it will work. If Joshua wins, it would be interesting to see what happens, where the energy would be, what his ancestors would tell him in comparison to Joshua. Because believe it or not, guys, regardless of what happens with Ruiz and Joshua, I still think Joshua could smoke Deontay Wilder. He's probably the only guy that could probably knock out Wilder because of his own punching power and his boxing expertise. And I'm guarantee you he'll go back to the basics with fighting Joshua if that fight ever happens. But of course, with the money that was on the table, that he left on the table, due to the fact now his head is a lot bigger because he's thinking that he gained a victory in Joshua's defeat. So he feels that he wants to get more to Joshua if that fight ever came about, which nowadays I doubt it for many reasons. You know, I don't want to go into that right now. You know, but Deontay Wilder is, I don't know. I don't know why he would expect Ruiz to beat Deontay Wilder based off their last performance. You know, But I think it's quite interesting for him to say that based on one night of, or an off night. Let's just put it that way. You know, I think that Wilder is being a true rival. You know, I believe that he's being a true rival. I think that he's trying to stir up, you know, more talk, you know, and you also notice this too. The more he talks about Ruiz, because here's what people don't factor in. The more he talks about Ruiz beating him is the farther away he gets from the concept of fighting Joshua. You see what I'm saying? So you talking about you're hoping, you're wishing, you're praying, you have a sixth sense. Oh, the body language. You're making all these things up. You're basically cheerleading for Ruiz, so Ruiz will win, so you don't never have to deal with that particular type of fight and that particular type of style. See, it's about styles, okay, and how people match up. Somebody that doesn't pressure people like Wilder can just be outboxed by someone like Joshua. Now, here's the thing. If Wilder can catch you with the right hand, okay, that's a totally different story, okay? But the thing is, before him landing that punch, based on the defense that Joshua has, those type of things come into play when they're fighting. But as long as you got a fighter that leaves all the money on the table, you got a fighter that's hoping for the other fighter to win, we know now you do not want to fight Joshua if he wins or loses. He said, I'll fight him even if he loses. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know about that one. You know, because he's just like, oh, he should retire if he... You got a lot of things. You should retire when he if he loses. You know, he needs to hang his gloves up. All this type of stuff. Ruiz will beat him again. We've heard a lot of stuff from Wilder, and you know, I think that he loves that topic more than any other topic. You don't even hear him talking about Dillian White anymore. Last time I heard he was talking about Dillian White was maybe a month ago, and that's it. But it's all been about Joshua once again. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's sixth sense. And you guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.